Hex-change students is the 31st episode of the first season of Sabrina the Animated Series. And unfortunately, I didn't like this one. I really didn't find it very interesting. It has a good message, or a couple of good messages, but other than that, I didn't get much out of it. So I don't have that many thoughts. Sometimes I do with Sabrina episodes. Sometimes with the animated series, not so much. And unfortunately, this one falls into the latter category. Gem is hosting 2 exchange students from Canada, and her lack of Canadian knowledge is pretty funny. And these 2 students, so we believe, happen to be 2 fairies. Of course, Gem doesn't know that they're fairies. And these are Felicity and Dawson, and Sabrina actually knows who they are. And she suddenly spends a lot more time with them. She starts to change her behaviour, and she doesn't necessarily treat Chloe and Harvey the way that she should be. And I think that that's a really important message, that you shouldn't abandon your friends just to hang out with some new people. I think this is something that will be beneficial for pretty much every child and young person at some point. I think everybody has been on the receiving end of that, or indeed has been behaving in a way that's not great. When a new friend comes along, you start abandoning your original friends or your best friends. It's not great. And I think this is a really strong message. I think Sabrina learns it in a way that's quite clear and quite satisfying, but the actual events are not that interesting. I didn't think that the actual story itself was that great, and honestly, I really hated Felicity and Dawson. Now, I don't think they're meant to be likeable characters, but at the same time, I did not like watching them. I didn't enjoy the experience of these characters. I don't like what they brought to it. I genuinely found them to be really irritating, to the point where I didn't enjoy watching it. The narrative may not be the most interesting, but it's watchable, but the characters are not. I did, however, like Chloe and Harvey in this. We get a decent amount of them, which is quite nice. But as characters, Felicity and Dawson just made this, I don't want to say unwatchable, because I did watch it, but I definitely didn't enjoy pretty much any of it. So a great message, great couple of messages about being yourself, not letting other people influence you negatively, not abandoning your proper friends for people who are just there fleetingly and who are kind of leading you astray, which is what we get with Sabrina here. Gem, Chloe and Harvey were all pretty interesting. And also, because Sabrina wasn't behaving in the best way, she was kind of annoying as well. So Sabrina, not the best, and Felicity and Dawson were not very likeable at all. So, needless to say, Hex-change students didn't work for me at all. It didn't appeal to me. Well, the concept appealed to me initially, but once it started to develop, I realised I wasn't enjoying this. Definitely not a favourite episode of Sabrina the Animated Series.